Welcome back, guys. Here's part 2 of our tele track videos. Now the thing is, when we were doing the track we were having a lot of fun. I wasn't paying a whole heap of attention to what crossings were what and what they were called, so I've just had to go back and do a bit of research. So there'll be a couple in here that I don't have names for because I don't know where we were, but that's what you want to do. You want to be having so much fun on the track that you're not paying a huge amount of attention. Obviously you know the big ones, but there are a lot of crossings along the way, so sit back and enjoy. Alright, so this was a really great crossing, but there are a lot of holes, dips in the water. So we were the last at the end of the convoy, so the boys ahead did do a walk through and they had let us know on the radios which path to take, which made it nice and easy. But obviously if you're there and you're the first car going through, you should do a walk through the water just to make sure that you know where to go. This was a side track off one of the main tracks, and the boys just wanted to give it a little crack, so we weren't there very long. We just stopped off and had a go for a bit of fun. I know dash cam footage is kind of crap, but it's mostly what I have. But if you just take a look at the way the car is swinging around in this photo, this was a very, very bumpy bit of the track and took a little bit of negotiating. When you're preparing for your Cape trip, either make sure there's extra screws in your number plate, tighten them up, or take a spare pair. On our very first track we did the crab track, and Michael lost his number plate and had to do the rest of the trip without a number plate, which is obviously not ideal. Alright guys, see this track? The track actually goes straight ahead. So you go through the water, there is a massive hole on the side which you'll see Luke drop down into. It goes up and around. A couple of the boys decided they wanted to go down the waterfall instead, just for something different, as you do. And they went down. It was a bit more hairy down there than they were expecting. You'll see in the next lot of videos we actually had to pop the winch onto Nick's car because it was on an angle that wasn't looking great. It doesn't look that bad in the video. But because of that, all of us just took the normal track. Here we go, this is what I was talking about. We popped the winch on just to give a little bit of a helping hand and just to make sure the car didn't tip over in the wrong direction. But it's actually some pretty cool footage. If you take a really close look at Nick's tyres, the way they tuck up into the car and flex on certain angles will sort of show you that it isn't as easy as it looks. You know, camera angles never show you what it was like in real life. Remember how I said at the beginning that there were lots and lots of river crossings and I didn't know the names of them all? I actually don't think they all have names on the map, which is probably half the reason why. I'm not sure exactly which one it is. but as you can see, this is just a random one that was on the track. It's not overly deep, but it was still pretty cool to go through. Story time. So when we got up to this part of the track, as you can see, there's a bit of a washout and it goes along the whole part of this track on the right hand side. So all of the cars in our convoy went up the left hand side to avoid it. I said to Dion, hey, let's just straddle this washout because it was a little bit off camber if you went up the left side, and I'm not a huge fan of off camber. So anyway, we did that. And then you'll see we get to the point where the actual washout goes across the whole road, and because we were straddling it, we had to drive through the whole thing. Alright, so if you were to ask someone who has driven the tele track if they thought it was hard or not, you'll get one of two answers. They will either say, it was really hard, I broke a lot of things, I couldn't finish it, I drowned my car, blah blah blah. Or you'll get someone who will say, nah, it was really easy, not really sure what people were talking about. We sort of thought it was more the second option. It wasn't particularly difficult for our cars. Our cars are all set up really well. The boys have for years and years and years driven Glasshouse Mountains, which has a much harder tracks. So this little snippet of footage here will basically show you what's in between the tracks. So on the tele track, it's pretty flat in between all the big river crossings you've heard of, you know, Palm Creek, Gunshot, etc. But you do get bits of the track with washouts like this, so it's still not overly difficult if you're an experienced Ford driver. However, yeah, the tracks are mostly flat, but you do get some washouts to maneuver around. Check out the flex on mixed tyres at the moment. They are bending in directions tyres should not even bend. As always guys, thanks for watching, we appreciate it. I've got a few more videos to put up for the Cape trip, so if you'd like to keep up to date, please subscribe to the channel and hit the little notification button. Any comments, pop them below, and we'll see you next time. Thank you!